People of the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People of Seven on Twitter and YouTube. People are elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com, and my soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com. And guess what? I woke up in no pain. Had a little scare yesterday. I go for my doctor's appointment. I happen to have a headache at the time. She sent me to the emergency room. Extreme. But I understand, if you've recently had a stroke and you have a headache, the first thing they think is she's about to have another stroke. So that was 4 hours of my life I will never get back. In the meantime, the cut for the abstract butterfly, otherwise known as my first column pour, is about 24 hours overdue. The medicine they gave me for the headache worked well on my spasm, so I am pain-free at the moment. I still got to get the prescription filled for the Flexeril, which is supposed to be for the back spasm. But for right now, I'm pain-free. So I did my calculations. This is a 13 by 9 inch pan, which means each bar is supposed to be 3.25 by 3 inches. And then I found out it's a 9.5 pan and a 13-inch pan. So I'm going to have a half-inch slab of samples because, I'm not going to change the measurements, so forth and so on. And I used the paper that it was on to mark it, and then I have a plastic coating here. I just literally took the cutter straight through. So that way I have a way of marking where the slices are. It smells wonderful. And I've already did a pH test preliminary. It is showing at 8, not quite 7. So I'm going to just go ahead and stick the cutter down in here. Oh, lovely. I was thinking it was going to be too hard because, it went past time, but it's giving and it's slicing through. Now all we gotta do is go straight through all layers. I'm going to use as close to the layers as I can get. And extend this straight across. So this is how I'm going to cut it. I first thought, hey, I'll just cut it in half and then cut the half in half. But when you have an uneven measurement, that doesn't necessarily work in your favor. So I'm doing it this way. And then stick this down here and just straight down. Because if I was using a brain cell, I should have just went straight across, and did the measurement on the opposite end too. But nope, instead I'm figuring out which way is up as we go. Because that's what I did on this side to go the widthwise direction. So we're just going to extend the line. And then I'll take it off the plastic and let you see what I got. So anything that's not the proper dimensions won't matter anyway, because this soap is going to be sold by weight and not by size. So even if it's off by a 1/4 millimeter or a whole inch or whatever, it's still going to be good. Oh, I got to show you the block of soap that I use as the block for the column pour. Looks like this. It's a cool one. I don't know if you can see it from this angle. Ta-da. It looks like I made a whole different soap, but that's just what was on the block of soap that I use as the column pour block. So, And of course, there's the soap, and I use soap to dip it, whatever, give it enough time, and it's going to be soap too. Now, let's go ahead. I actually didn't want to break the block and maybe use it for another column pour soap. But if it happens to break on the edges, I'm not going to worry about it because, you know, this was an experiment, as it were, anyway. But I do intend to pull it out so that way it has a spot to rest. And I'm going to do that like this. Oh, no. Wow, this ice cold. Ta-da! And as you can tell, my original box is unharmed, which means I could do that again. Yay! So, ooh, pretty. Okay, let me show you what I'm seeing. This is just the ridge where the soap was a little bit over. So those would be samples. Ta-da. I'm going to put those over there because right now it's on the edge, and the edge had a little extra piece of plastic on it just to extend it around the corner, which means it's not going to be a suitable surface on which to stir it. And I can trim that up as I go later. See what I mean? That's the edge. That's what that was sitting on. So, you know. And it's a good thing that I am not going by the size because this came out rather thin, as you can tell. I might have to actually add more soap onto that to get it to be as thick as it needs to be. I was going by the dimensions for measurement. So basically, I should have, instead of making a, 2-pound batch, I probably should have did 4, so that way it was tall enough. But for right now, because this is my first column pour, it doesn't matter if it's slightly off, because in the next column pour, giving me more experience in how to do this, so forth and so on, I'm going to have a bigger mold and, enough experience for this technique that I can just deal with it, you know what I'm saying? And I might buy a column pour, slab mold in which to do this, so no big whoop. And here's a spot where the soap is sticking, and it's uneven because of the way I cut it, so that's going to be another little sample piece. There we go. Oh, well, look at the back side. It's really pretty. That's the fun thing about column pours. You never know how it's going to present itself. Okay, now, let's get these last 3 up and out. And then we'll let that finish hardening up because, with it being a column pour and all that, and a tried and true recipe, even though it is accelerated, I know this recipe. This recipe is going to need another 24 hours to be fully 100% solid. So then when you handle it, it'll be completely safe. It's already testing in a safe level, which means I could take the gloves off and handle it with my hands, leaving my fingerprints. I'm not going to do that. Y'all know me well enough. But at least I can take a peek at what's here, take pictures of it looking like this, and let it finish doing what it needs to do. And I brought you along for the journey. So this has been People of 7 on Twitter, YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com, and my soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com. Y'all stay blessed and stay tuned. Bye, man.